Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the long format version shoe review of Hornet. This is part of the original series. This was an outstanding product. So this is the number 73 review on this playlist. So this is thanks sourcing wise to Hoss 304 and funding wise thanks to donations / raffle entries. In this case, entries from the last raffle. All right. As far as raffles go, real quick, I goofed up earlier today in my community page post. Tomorrow at noon, 1 o'clock, is the actual midway point in the current raffle. All right. It's tomorrow. I was thinking I started on Sunday night at the beginning of Monday. It was actually at the end of Monday, midnight going into Tuesday. So it's actually tomorrow is the midway point. So Hornet is, as this whole desk just moved. Okay. Guess I'll deal with that later. Hornet is a product, if you can tell by the packaging at this point, of R.C. Owen Company of Gallatin, Tennessee. All right, this is a twist. The bag is slightly holding air, but I don't want to squeeze it too much because I have a feeling I'll squeeze it all out. Although at this late point, it doesn't really matter. It is being denoted as a natural leaf twist. Okay. The product in the bag itself, you can basically sort of see it. It is a small hoop, longer twine twist. This is the smaller of two products going by this name. I am expecting something leaning dry with a natural leaf tobacco taste, unknown as to how bitter it will be because they do vary. I think a lot of the varying between how bitter it is when these natural leaf twists is basically the type of leaf they're using. Like the one I did, which I believe was a fold over, was like no bitterness at all. I think it was that one, but it was a burley blend, evidently. So you got the front and the front warning label, and then on the back everything is offset as usual with these bags. And this isn't just this company. This is any twist in any plastic cellophane bag. They're all offset. I'm not exactly sure why. It probably has something to do with how it's racked in stores, I'm guessing. So you have the back warning label and the barcode, and then you have the manufacturer's information, which is R.C. Owen Company of Gallatin, Tennessee. Sale is only allowed in the United States. Itchy nose for some reason, don't know why. Underneath the... Now, you're not going to be able to see that because I am having an extremely hard time seeing it myself. I am actually sort of guessing. What you have on these is that it is 100. It's in black. It's right here underneath the flap, below the manufacturer's information. They will have the fact that this is 100% domestic grown tobacco. They will have a lot number. The lot number is basically a letter and then flat out date, like numeral date with backdashes. I think that this says 12/30/19. Think. And that's why I'm not showing it, because I'm having a hard enough time seeing it in person using things like reading glasses and this guy. So I know it's not going to show up on this camera. If it is what I think it is, and it is the 30th of December 2019, that is well within reason for a twist like this. So I'm going to open it up, and I am not going to pause for cutting it up because it takes like 2 seconds. I don't know why I ever did that, to tell you the truth. It is flexible. Although that said, the loop end is really, really hard. Now, if it's flexible like this, the product is in good shape. sometimes with these, depending where in the twist they've twisted tighter, I guess, they seem really hard. Like what you would usually be like, oh my God, is that dry? It's not really. It's just for whatever reason, when they twist the tobacco, it was tighter in that spot. So you don't want to go by touch feel like this, okay? You want to go, is the whole product pliable? So I'm going to cut off the bottom of this bag because I do save these. In fact, I don't even cut it all the way off. And we're going to get a smell off the bag. Okay, it is, like a lot of the others, a plain, dried leaf tobacco smell. Okay? There is no salt. There is no salt registering in the smell. You're not going to get any salt. This is not a natural dip. This is natural leaf tobacco. Long leaf, full leaf. All right? To explain to you what that smells like is going to be difficult, as I said in the last video. It's sort of a earthy, dark smell. Very earthy. But again, that is sort of very, like, what does he mean by that? Well, you got to buy one and find out for yourself. And as soon as you smell it, you'll be like, oh, that's what he meant. Okay, that. Yeah. So, let's pull it out here. So, it's a smaller loop again, although this seems a little bit elongated. Now, as I said, this does come in 2 sizes. And I believe, I say that because I believe when Berg's Dip Reviews did this product a few months ago, he had the larger size. So, as you can see, it's a little bit crinkly. That's not, oh my God, it's dried out. They're all like this. They are dry. For the most part, they are dry. Man, my nose is, sorry. So, this part is what I'm talking about. It seems really hard, like they really put the twist on. Now, as I said in the last video, or maybe it was the one before, or maybe it was both. This spiral that you're seeing here is not why this is called twist. Okay, it's not this form they've put it in. It is the rope that makes this form. It is tobacco that's been ratcheted and twisted. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece off this. Although, you know what, I'm almost thinking maybe I shouldn't take it out of that hoop, just in case for some reason part of the product. Now you know what I'm going to do, because I've done it for every other video. Yeah, the hoop almost seems drier than the rest of the product. Like if this part that I'm cutting off right now was down product from where it is, I'm not sure if it would be flexible like the rest of it. Yeah, it's really dry. I don't know why that would be. I don't know why part of the product would dry out and the other wouldn't. The bag was good. I mean, it was holding a lot of air, but... So, this is what I cut out. Or that, rather. I'm going to throw this in, and I am going to have to hit the pause button for this because these take a little while of active chewing before you get them into like a workable format. All right? So, I will be back in a moment. And I am back. So, it's like the last one, Red Ox. Okay? It is dry, leaning dry. This, for whatever reason, that hoop part that I cut out is actually drier than the rest of it. Now, how that is or why that is, I do not know. It does pose a problem with this stuff because the stuff is supposed to be dry anyway. That by design, this stuff is dry. And when you get it even drier, then you have the deal of you put it in your mouth and you have to actively chew it to get it out of its twisted form. Well, if it's too dry, it starts literally like pulverizing when you break it up. And if you don't get it wet enough, fast enough, you basically have something akin to a huge cheek of snuff just going crazy in your cheek. That's my going crazy hands. I do this sometimes to impress people on Sundays. I'm just kidding. I'm just making shit up. Anyway. So, I worked quickly, but then I had to keep working at it. So, I was away for like, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 minutes, which is pretty long for one of the breaks during reviews. The flavor is bitter. It's not the most bitter I've ever had. It is not the least bitter that I have ever had. It is bitter. It is juicing up by itself because of that bitterness. So, really, the bitterness does play a part because your mouth probably would not produce enough saliva if it didn't have that. Natural. This isn't dip natural. There is no salt. That said, there is the bitterness, which makes it juice up. And there is, like a lot, basically all the other twists, there is a mouthfeel. Okay? These products have nicotine. And that may be their saving grace from a market sales standpoint. They do have nicotine. All right? And I believe they are fairly cheap. Two pros, all right? This is not something most people are going to like upon putting it in their mouth. But I will say this. After doing 3 twist reviews in a row here, all right? I did one Sunday. I did one last Thursday. I almost felt like, I don't want to say relief, but like I almost was like, good. When I got into workable format and the flavor started coming through. Not only am I getting used to it, my body is basically signaling to me that, okay, nicotine is covered type deal. That is not a bad thing. But for the person that just out of nowhere sees this and buys it, I'm going to say 99%. 99 people out of 100 are not going to like it at first taste. But with nicotine, something you can actively chew, and you can actively chew this stuff. You can gnaw on this, and it's not going to start like destroying itself in your mouth. You can actively chew it with nicotine, and I can't say that really outside of these twists. I can't really say that about any loose leaf product. Red Man original a little bit, but nothing like this. Right now, I got mouthfeel. Now, this isn't like a wintergreen burn, mind you. Okay, this is tingling sensation, maybe, at best. Cheek, where it's at. Tongue, where the tongue meets back behind your farthest back molar. All right. And on this one, I actually have something going on the roof of my mouth. Unfortunately, because the hoop part of this was drier, it broke down a little smaller than I would normally want. But the flavor's still the same. The nicotine's still the same. In general, the product was in good shape. I really don't, it's beyond me. Unless it was something in the processing, manufacturing process, I don't know why in a sealed bag that was holding air, part of a product would dry out. But it is actually dry because I did take a little practice cut in farther down, and it was not the same. So, if you see these, okay, this is a part of American history, tobacco history and whatnot. It is a regional thing, okay? Eastern, for the most part Eastern, but Kentucky and Tennessee, all right? This is back when this would have come around and probably been at its height there when Western expansion, when the West was Kentucky and Tennessee. We're talking early 1800s. And as far as RC Owen, and really American Snuff too, these products are probably made to specification as they originally were. All right? So it is, from that standpoint, interesting. The downsides is that this is not going to have a flavor that most people enjoy at first. As I am finding out, it's something you can get used to, though. There are sweetened ones, okay? There is a sweetened one from this company. There's a couple sweetened ones from RC Owens, but the one that stands out in my mind is Good Money. Good Money was pretty darn good. And then Cumberland Classic, which is an American Snuff product, which I mentioned before. So, flavor, not for most. All right? Usually in good shape. Hard to find, though, unless you're in Kentucky or Tennessee. Upsides are, I'm guessing the prices are low on this. Hoss 304, if you want to comment and say exactly what you think you paid for it. We did not do a breakdown of this order, so I'm not quite sure. Nicotine. These twists are, if you need nicotine, these twists are basically the only way you're going to get it in any amount with something that you have in your cheek and you're chewing. Okay? So, and that is a big sale point, especially if, you know, this thing is like $3, you know? But am I saying it has as much nicotine as Dip? No, I am not. I am not. But you know what? It may very be bordering on some of the lower levels of some products. Anyway, this has been the review of Hornet Natural Leaf Chewing Tobacco Twist from RC Owen Company of Gallatin, Tennessee. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do thank everyone that has taken part thus far in the raffle. If you haven't yet and you were sort of back and forth, it would greatly be appreciated. All funds brought in by that go to this channel. Go to products for this channel, okay? For those that may be like, he always says that, but what does that mean? Basically, the money that comes in via donations and via raffle entries, I never actually see, there's never like bills in my hand from that, okay? It comes in via the PayPal. It stays on the PayPal. It's the only thing I use the PayPal for, all right? So when I get an order together, like a list, I email it to Hoss 304 and I send money from the PayPal to his PayPal. All right? He acquires what's on the list, and if it goes over the money I send more because they're shipping. Obviously, he has to ship from West Virginia to me here in PA. But I am not paying water bills or electricity or anything like that, buying clothes, nothing like that. In fact, clothing, although there has been quite a bit bought since this channel started because I didn't have nearly enough ties, I have never marked that off or put that out, those prices out as what the channel was costing, because obviously I could wear this tie somewhere outside the channel. And I will someday if I ever get, never mind. So, no cash is ever actually in my hand. It goes onto the PayPal, it stays on the PayPal, and then it goes to my supplier of that time, which in this case is Hoss 304, and I thank you again. And on that note, I am out of here. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.